So I have a history of lupus and degenerative disc disease and a couple of other autoimmune conditions. And not too long ago, I was having a conversation with someone, and it reminded me of all the pain that I used to have. Um, it was very intense pain, full body pain at times, in times where I couldn't even get out of the bed. I had to call my mom if my husband was at work or ask my husband to help me or, things like that to even be able to get out the bed. I remember one time being like, I don't even know how I ended up on the floor. Anyway, I was on the floor and I couldn't get up from the floor um because it was really painful. So that was a combination of my neck and back issues. I had degenerative disc disease, three areas of my spine um identified and impacted. So I was recently talking to somebody and we were talking about, I don't know if it was like vaccines or reactions or flares. It was something. But something got brought up that it just reminded me the type of pain that I lived with and lived with pretty often, and just how intense that it would be, where every like joint and muscle was just painful, and there was swelling of the joints. I remember how swollen my knees and ankles and fingers and everything were, and the redness and the pain and all of that. And so I just wanted to share, and I don't even know where this kind of came from, but just kind of like guided to share this with you. I guess just thinking about that conversation the other day and looking at like how far that I've come with that pain. Cause it's like I had all that pain. I would go to the doctor. I was on like 9 meds, and a combination of some of those meds were things like muscle relaxers and Percocet and things like that. And when you have little kids, like you know, can't. It's hard to take those kind of meds and navigate with the kids and all the things. And ultimately, those meds, nothing was getting better. It wasn't really solving anything. That was my experience. And so I, that was definitely something that helped me start on the journey of like looking into this whole lifestyle thing. So, all that to say, I wanted to share 3 tips. Like, if I could just share 3 tips with you that might help move the needle a little in a better direction, help you feel a little bit better, take a little bit of edge off the pain, find some way to kind of help things improve. I absolutely am a believer in the value of using lifestyle changes, approaches, modifications to help improve things with your health. Um, and also that combination of, you know, working in mindset tools and strategies and stress management approaches and things that also then support, feeling better. And so I'm going to share 3 things that come up quickly. If you have any questions, please do feel free to reach out and let me know. This is absolutely the work that I do with my clients. And so a combination of pain, naturally reducing inflammation, stress management, all the things, very holistic work. And so the 3 things that come to mind, and I know, because, it's like I roll a lot. I get it. Um, and also, the science is there. I have the personal experience, and others, have the experience too. But again, everybody's experience not the same. So somebody could be on a journey and do certain lifestyle changes, and that might not be the thing that's helpful for them. I get that. And also take whatever speaks to you, what sounds right for you, what is of interest and curiosity for you. So, the first one that came up to me that I just think that was really, really a game changer and really helped me change things, like change the way that I was feeling quickly, was actually changing my food. And so, again, some of you may have heard, if you haven't, I was emotional eating. So it was kind of like a shitty day. Let me go and eat my burger, my milkshake, and my french fries, and all will be good. So all was good in the moment. And then after, it wasn't so good. And so the combination of the pain that would then feel more intensified, and then also the fatigue and everything that will come along with that. And so it was kind of like, okay, well, what's this food that's going to help? What's this thing? And honestly, like initially going into it, I just started looking at, who has what I have and is able to give it better. And that's kind of like been my thing. Who has this thing and was able to, get to a place that I think, hey, they have this diagnosis and they're doing pretty good. Okay, let me learn a little bit more here. That was some of the mindset that I came into with it. And so I was guided, actually, it was more of that plant based space that I started to learn in and explore and do all these different things. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and put some things into place. Put them into place. And I did find that making some of those changes of eating more in that fruits and veggies kind of space, reducing some of the processed food, eliminating the meat, all of that stuff, that was very helpful for me. And I noticed a lot of positive change fast. Within like 2 weeks, I noticed a significant increase in my energy and decrease in my pain. And that kept helping to accelerate my curiosity, education, exploration, all those different things. So, if there's any specific questions or anything that comes to mind, please do send me a message, let me know. Okay, but the food that we eat. So just kind of even questioning, you eat something, okay, and you see 20, 30 minutes, an hour, how you feel the next day. Oh, I ate that. Like I notice for me, if I eat certain things that they're too salty, you know, my fingers might like look a little puffy or feel a little weird. Okay, kind of making that connection. So just being able to get more in tune with listening to my body to see the reaction. And also, I think some of that nursing background in me then takes me down to research some things and look at the connection between the impact of what this could look like for my future and how I want to feel and the things that I want to do. So that's a little bit of that. And the second thing is the thoughts that I was thinking. I could definitely remember back to the time where it was just kind of like I was on a loop of like negative thinking and really couldn't see any possibilities or anything changing or nothing would work or everything. And of course, clearly that was a bit before there was something that guided me to then go and reach out and seek for support and education and all of those things. So I had to get to a certain place that, but there was a long period beforehand where that wasn't the case. There was nothing that I could hear or read or whatever that would really kind of support me at that time to kind of take some action and move along. So I understand that, right, when we're in such pain, and especially if there's multiple other things happening and multiple other things internally or from the past, is so many different layers of things that come into play, that it can be hard to kind of see what options may be available or what thoughts could be better feeling thoughts. And then, that could go into the whole nother aspect of how the certain hormones, right? The thoughts that you think, the feelings you have, and how they produce certain hormones, and your body may be impacted in the toll that inflammation, that connection between your thinking and stress levels and inflammation can play. So those were other things that through the journey that I began to learn about. In any case, we know the simple way to say this is like when I think, a thought that is either very scary or very negative or very self defeating or something like that, it doesn't feel good. It produces reactions and things in our body. Our body responds to those thoughts and those feelings that we have. That's a simple way of it, right? And so to think on the other end, when we get to kind of have some awareness or kind of look at, oh, I've been thinking the same thought, like I've been sitting on this thought over and over and over and over again, and it's got me scared as hell. It's got me frozen. It's got me sad. It's got me this. It's got me that. And, we're just kind of sitting in the soup of it kind of thing. It's kind of like, okay, you know, what could be potentially something else, a smidge of a better feeling thought, something that might be a little bit more productive, something that could just take us a little bit away from suffering. Because again, our body's going to respond. And so that's the second tip, was would be that to just practice your awareness to the thoughts that you think and the way that you feel, and see, depending on, the type of pain that you have, how they work and play together, off against each other, all of those things. See what you could notice in the way of any connections to those things. And then the third thing, I was like, what's going to be the third thing? Because I could talk about a whole bunch of things. But the third thing I think that was really important and I found super helpful for me with managing chronic pain, and I've seen for others as well, is the boundaries. So the boundaries that you create, put into place, and protect and practice. Like, it's practice, because boundaries, especially like I'm absolutely a person who does not like the whole conflict thing. And so that's something that can take practice, just thinking about establishing a boundary, right? Especially for someone who might have a hard time advocating for themselves and um, standing up to someone or saying the hard thing or whatever. It can be kind of tough. And so I had to learn that in order for my body to feel better, for me to do things that I needed to do, um, I sometimes had to say no to things that I wanted to do, in a sense, and also say no to things that just, ultimately wouldn't have been in the best interest of how I wanted to feel down the line. And it could be a matter of, like, let's say everybody's going out this night, and I know, especially back in that time, me going out on that night, let's say a Saturday, can have me laid up all the way until Wednesday. And so being able to look at that and have the boundaries, not only with others on, let's say, the time I need to be home, or, the type of activities I'm doing, and also with myself. Like, I realized, like, just the significance and the importance of my sleep. Like, definitely my number was a hard 8, that I realized if I didn't get an 8, I had a potential to have a flare. Now it's changed for sure. My body is a whole lot more resilient, thankfully, and things are good there. And also, it was very rough for a long time. And so I just wanted to share that. So if you're here, say hello, let me know. If this is helpful, resonates, speaks to you, anything, let me know. And again, I can go in more specifics. Um, Message me, or we could set up a time to talk. I actually have to get ready for a call, but I'll just highlight them again. So, my tips for managing chronic pain. So, the food that I eat is something that supports me. Um, the thoughts that I think absolutely support me. And the boundaries that I create and protect absolutely help me. So, let me know if this serves you. I hope it does. If you're navigating a chronic pain issue, I'm sending you all the healing vibes, and let me know if you want to talk. This is some of the work that I do, helping clients with pain, stress management, all those different things with a holistic approach. So reach out, sending good vibes, and talk to you later.